Okay, hello, התבוננות, Jewish psychology. And today we want to ask, what could I do? What should I do when I do not feel anything? I feel concealed. I feel like my emotions, I don't have any emotions. They are concealed. I don't have any love anymore. I am not connected anymore. Is it problematic? Are there any positive advantages to the fact that I do not feel anything? What should I do? Which is the most important question. What should I do when I do not feel I'm doing anything? I'm doing my role. I'm working. I'm studying. I'm doing everything at home, but still, I don't have love. I don't have passion. Let's see two perspectives. The first one is the negative implication of lacking of emotions. That means in the language of the Alter Rebbe, the founder of the Chabad movement, when you do not have emotions, that means you are not connected. You are sealed. He calls it the dullness of the heart, timtum alev. You are not connected. What does it mean? It means that you understand things. You understand you cannot speak like that to your child before he's going out to school. But still, you understand the idea, you understand how you should act, but you do not act like that. Why? Because your inner emotions, undesirable, negative emotions, takes you to negative behavior. So when you are not connected, what are emotions? Let's remind ourselves. Emotions are the engine of the soul. They have one role. The role is to connect you, to get you out of yourself. It's all about you. And when I feel something, I want to be connected to another person. To another thing. Like if I feel love, what do I want to be? I want to let someone get into my life, to be a part of his life when I love him. Without emotions, I am not connected. But there is a bit of problematic with emotions. What is the problem with emotions? That they are very gentle, light. They can change themselves fastly. Why? Because when I have emotions, it's all about me. I am connected to something. The entity of the person, the ego, starts when he feels. Without emotions, I do not have ego, because only if I'm only contemplating with my mind, I'm becoming one with something which is external to me, and I do not feel anything, so I don't have an independent entity. So emotions connects me to the other, to another person, to another thing, to another materialistic things, but there is a huge problem with emotion, because they are very light and gentle. I have to control them all of the time. If I do not know how to navigate and control my emotions and to control the button of the level of the emotions, if I have too much emotions, if I let them control me, I cannot really be a part of someone. I cannot be really connected to someone. But if I don't have emotions, that means, and this is the problem that we are talking about in this video, that means that I'm not connected. It's all about me. I'm not a part of something. I do not feel it. Like if you do not feel, if you don't have energy, if you do not have a motivation, if you are doing things, and even if you are doing everything all right, your performance, everything, your results are all right. You are making money, but you don't have any energy, like love or enthusiasm. That means you are not really connected. And what the Alter Rebbe, one of the most prominent sages of Jewish mysticism and psychology, is saying what you should do. You have to break yourself a bit. What does it mean to break yourself? It means to use your mind and to start. There are several things that that we can understand from this breaking of ourselves. The first thing is that you have to contemplate. What does it mean? You feel that you don't really love anymore your wife. And it's a big problem, because you wake up one day, you get into your car and you feel, oh, I don't love anymore. So you are something with you tells you, I don't want to be anymore here because I don't have the right emotions. You are crazy, because you don't understand how much fragile are the emotions, how much the emotions are something that they are not stable, that you have to navigate them. If you don't love anymore, what you have to do? You have to start contemplating, and contemplating is understanding her. See what she is good at. See qualities. Not the qualities, only the qualities that you want her to be and she does not have. See her own independent qualities. See her. And then ask yourself, how much I love her qualities. With contemplation, it's like if you're, I'll make a comparison, but to something that will seem like another area. You want to buy a new iPhone. So you start, seeing what's the qualities of the iPhone, what do you get out of it, what you could do with that, the great pictures that you will have with that, and everything that you think about your iPhone that you're going to buy. Even though I think iPhone, it's Xiaomi is a lot better, and never mind, leave it aside. So the more you research about the thing that you want to buy, the more emotions that you will arouse in yourself, the more connection you will have. If you do not contemplate, if you let yourself be cold, if you let yourself only understand things, you understand that this relationship is good for you, but it's not enough. You understand that this relationship is good, but you are not connected. Why? Because you do not get it down from the mind to the heart. Because you have, as you said before, you have a dullness of the heart, which is, in the language of the Alter Rebbe, it's like you have a blockage, a barrier that stops whatever you understand to make it, to transform it to an emotion. So what do you need to do? You need to start contemplating and break yourself. Break yourself, it means to see reality and see your spouse and see whatever you are not connected to from different angles and different perspectives. And this, at the end, will make the connections and arouse again your relationship and your emotions. So if you do not have emotions, that means you have to stop and start working on yourself and understand what are the emotions and how fragile they are and how much you have to work on them in order to awake them in the right direction. And understand it's not a minor job that you have to do. It's one of the most important work that each one, this is when we're talking about developing ourselves. This is the work of developing ourselves. Developing ourselves is not only to understand something new or to innovate or to do something new. Is to navigate the emotions, so you will have emotions that awake you, connect you, push you forward, because emotions are the engine. And if you do not have the right emotions, you won't do. You won't stay, you won't create, you won't innovate. Why? Because the emotions will not push you forward. So the most important thing to any businessman, to any we won't say lover, but to anyone that has relationship, to anyone that wants relationship, is to know how to navigate the emotions. And more than that, if to be more precise, is to know how to take this barrier, this thing that stops me from revealing my emotions, even though I understand that I need to arouse, to awake your good emotions, right emotions, positive emotions, but still it doesn't work. Why? Because I have what we said before, dullness of the heart. And in order to work on it, you have to break yourself apart. You have to break what to break. If you won't do that, misery or hardship or bad things that will happen to you will try to break you. Everything that will happen, you'll think, whoa, it's a disaster, it's a punishment. Nothing is a punishment. Everything that we are going through is in order to awake our emotions in the right direction and to reveal trust and confidence. So, in the first trajectory that we're talking about, if you don't have emotions, it means that you are not connected. And if you are not connected to your work, to your spouse, to whatever we are talking about, that means you are not really giving all your passion there, and you will feel tired very soon. Why? The fatigue will control you, because one of the most important tools to overcome fatigue is to discover the inner energy. Inner energy is the right emotions, but there is another perspective. Sometimes you are so connected that emotions are called in Jewish psychology the decree of the soul, that you take the soul down. Why? Because think about it. When you want to contribute money, to ask someone for donation, what do? You're trying not to explain to him things that he will understand in his mind. You are trying to target his emotions, that he will cry. Why? Because his emotions takes him down from his high level where he stands, his understanding. When I understand something, it's the quality of human being is prominent over all other creations is mind. The ability to ask questions, to understand, to develop things in our mind. Our emotions, that means that the emotions takes my soul down and connects me to another person. So it's like a decree of the soul. It takes me down. So when I want to make a donation, I'm trying to target his emotions. That means, think about it, when Khabib, the UFC fighter, fought against McGregor, and he said when McGregor had the trash talk, it was in 2018, and he had trash talk, and he started to speak about his father, about his religion, about all kinds of cursing and things like that, and the Muslim fighter felt that whenever he is angry, every punch that he gave wasn't correct enough, wasn't strong enough. He lost power. Why he lost power? Because when you are being controlled by your emotions, you are losing power, and because the emotions tries to control you. And when you gain back the control, and you are not being controlled by your emotions, but your mind is controlling, is navigating your emotions. You need emotions. Without emotions, nothing will push you to practice, to do things. But without the emotions, but if you let them control you, you will be weaker and you will lose the game. So, but there are sometimes that you are connected in such a level that you do not need emotions. Why? Because you are connected in a place that is higher than when you are standing now. What do I mean? Think about a couple that they are married for 50 years and they became like one. You see them and they are one. And it's a beautiful thing to see. And think about it, to stop this relationship. If the husband will stop a little bit and take one step backward and will tell his wife, I love you. What do you mean you love me? We are one. We became one. We are thinking like one. We are acting like one. I really feel you. What does it mean? Like, loving is reducing the connection. So if you are connected without emotions and you are doing what you need to do and you feel connected, you don't feel connected. You are connected. You are part of something. This is the idea. This is the message of this video. Stop looking for emotions and lights and I do not feel anything. It's all right that you do not feel anything because you are connected from an higher level of your soul. You are part of, you are in the right trajectory. You are being one with something. This is the whole idea of emotions, to connect you, to make us one. And if you can be one without emotions, there is something very unique. There is a great pro in that. What is the pro? The pro is that you can save yourself from the fragility of the emotions, that they can be illusion, they can take you to undesirable places, negative places, because easily the emotions can change themselves from I love to I don't love her anymore because she don't give me what I need, because she didn't show me, because she spoke to me like that. So if you can be connected from an higher perspective, in a higher level, and that means, how do you know that you are connected? You are stop feeling yourself. You are active. You are pushing yourself forward. You are doing things. That means you are connected. It's like you are part of something, of a very positive idea. And you are part of the ideas, Stop looking for, the manifestations of the emotion and lights, and you don't need that because you are on your place. You just save yourself from, as we said before, undesirable presentation of the emotions. So those are the two perspectives of emotions. When I do not feel myself connected, if I'm not connected and I'm not pushing myself forward and I'm not a part of someone, I do not find unity in my relationships, in what I'm doing, in my work, in my career. That means I have to work on my emotions, to discover positive emotions and to reject, overcome undesirable emotions. How? The most important thing is to use the power of that, it's called the knowledge. What does it mean? To ask myself, whatever I do, how it is connected to me. It's not enough to understand how something is good. I have to understand how is it good for me. And the me thing will connect me and will arouse my emotions. But there is another path, another road. The second road that we are talking about is that you do not really need those emotions if you are already connected. It's like you are connected from an higher level of connections. And this higher level of connection is a better place for you because now you can save yourself from being dependent on the emotions which are, we said, very fragile. And how do you know that you are connected? You do not really feel yourself. You don't ask yourself, what about me? You are part of something. That means I'm a part of an idea, of a relationship, and I'm doing things and I'm active. That means I'm on the right path. Stop looking for all those highlights. Thank you, and you are more than welcome to subscribe to our channel that we really every time wish to develop it, but it's very hard to upload daily in Hebrew and English. We have a successful channel in Hebrew, but we are working on it. So you are more than welcome to encourage us with comments, with subscribe button, and see you in the next Itbonenut, Jewish Psychology Contemplation.